with the steak test, infrared pad steak test follow-up. I actually let it go for over an hour, probably an hour, 10 minutes, and no problem with that. Some people do that kind of session. So I'm going to show you the temperature differential. It is a very significant difference in temperature from obviously what the meat temperature started with on average. It occurred to me that measuring the side, I did measure both tops. If you look in the previous video, I did get those recordings. It actually makes more sense to measure the top of the steak on both of them, because the rays would have, that would show, how much it altered the top. That would have been the furthest depth that the rays would have penetrated. So, for example, here we have a surface temperature of pretty much like right around 76. On the Biomat, on full blast also, we have 81 degrees, 76.45, maybe a 5-degree differential on the Biomat, 5-degree warmer. But check this out. What I did find is this, a 5-degree difference in temperature on the surface. But let's measure right underneath where it's laying. And I did feel the bottom of the steak, by the way. It was actually still cool, the bottom of the steak. I wasn't surprised. I was kind of surprised to see that. 84 degrees, basically, underneath where the steak is, 85. But check this out. This is, I think, pretty incredible. 85, underneath the steak on the Biomat, 105. That's a huge difference. 105 versus 85. So there we have a 20-degree difference, right? 20-degree difference in surface temperature. But on the surface of the steaks, we have a 5-degree difference. A 5-degree difference. So what that tells me is, you'd think at that much higher surface temperature, 20 degrees higher on that Biomat, we'd expect to see a much warmer steak, basically, on the Biomat. But there's only a 5-degree difference on the surface. So what that tells me is probably that the Vitamat, the actual infrared ray production, there is a greater amount of infrared efficiency, and more emissivity is the term, on the Vitamat, which is actually counting for that very close steak temperature, but a big difference in surface temperature between the two pads. And then also for just like a comfort, we also then learned too that basically the Vitamat has a cooler surface temperature. Then if you put like a pad on top of it, overall, even on full blast, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable, won't be quite as warm on the Vitamat versus the Biomat. Biomat surface temperature can get a lot warmer. But again, that's kind of interesting results there. Not surprised though, because the Vitamat actually has 4 different types of infrared emitting layers. The Biomat just has their carbon layer and then the amethyst on top. So there's 4 different types of elements in the Vitamat, which could account for greater emissivity, basically. The other thing that, if you remember, we noticed that the surface temperature or temperature readings of the Vitamat 10 minutes in, once we had turned them on, the Vitamat was warming up more quickly. And again, that shows you that there's a greater efficiency of converting the electricity into infrared, so through the infrared elements. It's the only way that a mat like this can warm up faster, just a little bit faster. Is the efficiency, which means the emissivity, the conversion of infrared is again more efficient. And again, we could also say that it is a greater fluence with the Vitamat. So I think there's some sort of link there between some of our recordings. If you have any more questions about this test, the famous steak test, just send me an email or provide me some new ideas on different sorts of tests that I can do to test infrared. Thanks.